Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to my main YouTube channel. My name is Ruben, and today I'm going to talk about the book that I finished reading yesterday called Tvrđava, written by Meša Selimović, The Fortress. So this was the first novel that I read in Serbian language, and I decided to get the book in Serbian because I'm learning how to speak the language fluently, and I have a huge passion for studying different languages and history, and I'm on my way to speaking fluent Serbian soon. So this book was very interesting because a lot of action events took place when this throughout the story progresses, and I'm gonna make the review of this book in English, and then I'm gonna make a review of it in a Serbian language in the next video. So without further ado, let's start the story. So the story begins in the spring of 1621 in Sarajevo, Bosnia. So at that time, Bosnia was under the influence of the Ottoman Empire because all the Balkan countries were under the Ottoman influence. And so there was a war between the Russian Empire and the Ottoman Empire. And after that war ended, a young Bosnian man by the name of Ahmet Shuban had returned from the Russian Empire to his native home country of Bosnia. And after arriving in Sarajevo, he decided to look for a job so he could make money and help himself live on his own. And so he meets his friend named Mullah Abraham, who was also a Bosnian Muslim man, and he also and Ahmed Shuban also finds a job as a tutor of the Arabic language who taught students how to speak Arabic. And during that time when he was teaching Arabic language, he met his future wife named Dinah, who was a Christian. And he would tell her the horrible experiences that he had witnessed and the war crimes that were committed in the war between the Ottoman Empire, which is present-day Turkey, and the Russian Empire, present-day Russia, or Russian Federation today. And so after arriving in Bosnia, he decided to forget the horrible experiences that he had witnessed and the crimes that were committed during the war. And so Ahmed Shuban and Taina would get married to each other, and Mullah Abraham was a witness to their wedding. And not only happiness takes place in the story, but also a lot of tragedy takes place in the story because a lot of people are killed, and a plague and an earthquake would strike Bosnia, Sarajevo. Sarajevo is the capital city of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnia was a former country or republic of Yugoslavia at the time. And so uh, earthquake had struck and a plague killed many people. And also, Ahmed Shuban's parents were killed due to the plague, and his house was burned to the ground, and Shuban was beaten by bandits, and he was injured pretty badly. And so, following the beating, Ahmed Shuban had returned to his newly married wife, Taina, and she helped him recover from his injuries and bruises that he had received from the beatings by the bandits. And so following that, he had decided to find another job, and then Ahmed Shuban had met a man by the name of Razi, who was giving speeches in the mosque somewhere in Bosnia, particularly in Mostar or Sarajevo. If you don't know what Mostar is a city in Bosnia. He was giving speeches somewhere in those two cities. And so after that, he had found a job for Ahmed Shuban, and he happily accepted the new job that Raza had given uh, Ahmed Shuban. And he took the new job as selling musical instruments, particularly flutes, like the clarinet. He was selling musical instruments to people, basically. And so throughout the story progressing, Taina, Ahmed Shuban's wife, was pregnant 2 times throughout the story. And also, Ahmed Shuban had said that people were living in difficult times because people were living in poverty, and there was also a major earthquake and plague that struck Bosnia. The citizens of Bosnia were living in difficult times due to those catastrophic events that had struck when when the story when the story takes place. And so, not only that, more characters were being killed. Shehagan's son was killed, and he was also killed towards the end of the story. So, towards the end of the story, Razak was arrested and he was thrown in prison in the fortress. And Ahmed Shuban had came up with a plan to rescue him from the fortress, together with the support of Osman Vuk. And they rescued him from the fortress. And then after that, one of the characters had died after being poisoned. And so after that happened, after they rescued him from the fortress, Ahmed Shuban had sold his house in Bosnia. And after some time there, he didn't like Bosnia anymore and he decided to go to Italy. And from there, he would begin his own adventure, voyaging the world, like going across around the world to explore the unknown places that he hasn't been to. And that's how the story of Tvrđava, the fortress, ended. So that is the summary of the first novel that I read in Serbian. And I also have more of Misa Slimovic's books. So if you don't know who Misa Slimovic is, who was, he was a Serbian Muslim novelist and writer who was born in Dolsul, Bosnia. Or at that time, it was a part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. And he would write many novels, such as Dervish i Smrt, which I have, and I have Tvrđava, the fortress, and I have Ostravo, the island, which I'm currently reading right now. So this is my second book in Serbian, and I'm planning to read Dervish i Smrt, and I also have Dovojka Crvene Kosa, the girl in red hair, and I have a bunch of other novels in Serbian that I plan to read and to increase my vocabulary in Serbian language. So I feel like this is a major accomplishment for me because I never read a book in Serbian before and I was able to understand most words, but if it was a word I didn't know, I would translate it from Serbian to English, and that's how I increased my knowledge in Serbian language. So that's the story of Tvrđava, the fortress, and that novel was written in 1970. So in the 70s it was written in. So that was a very interesting book because of a lot of action took place, and it was also had a very nice ending. Not only the tragedy was the sad part, but also the book had a very nice ending, and that's how life is, because life, there's a lot of tragic and sad things that will happen throughout life. So I just want to give the rating of this book a 10 out of 10 because this book was absolutely out of this world. It was phenomenal, the book. It was very interesting. Although some of the events were not true because some of the characters were not real, but actually the Ottoman Empire was real and the Russian Empire was real, obviously, because those were both empires of that time. And so, but those empires do not exist anymore. Turkey is present day, Ottoman Empire is present day Turkey, and the Russian Empire is present day Russian Federation. So, and also, it also has a quote on the back of the book of Tvrđava. It says, Troj nas je u celom svetu, samo troj, jeno prst, jeno tijelo i njegov unjenačeni darmar. Nije važno šta se dešava u svijetu, nije važno šta će biti sutra. Važan je ovo čas belaženstva bez misli. So that means, I'll translate it from Serbian to English. So it says, there's only 3 of us in this whole world. Just 3. My finger, her body, and her in his uniform. It is not important what will happen in the world. It is not important what will be tomorrow. But what is important is this last without thought. So that's what it translates to from Serbian to English. So as you could tell, my Serbian knowledge is increasing more and more because I'm learning more words in the months and the years ahead. So thank you guys for watching. Please drop a like, subscribe, and I'll make a summary of the video of the book in Serbian language. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you there.